spoken from a story, a prodigy of anger, your hurt, my glory. Please don't ignore me. Taught to control since I was a shorty. A state of mind harder to break than forcing. Violence.
Must break it.
How?
By changing the way you see me. Not only as an individual, but as a society. I'm not a tool of fodder to feed the deviance of your insobriety. Your double standards are the sustenance to my anxiety. Why are you denying me? Violence.
We must break it.
How?
We must work against walls of oppression, social and legal barriers to prevent our competition. Yes, our confession. Please don't stop the blessings. These are only lessons. Just disclosing the motives of those who control us.
We must protect our loved ones from the denigration of the spirit and the violence of the punch.
In hopes of shedding the oldest.
And invigorating a boldest.
Trying to warm the coldest.
Take a second to behold us.
This is our reality. On the front lines of protection against the brutality. We have taken a regional approach to our stakeholder engagement, education, and development strategy. We seek personal and professional relationships with any stakeholder willing and able to carry forward our mission of providing empowerment tools to disenfranchised individuals. Through our LEAP program, we gain access to different narratives, issues, and problems that individuals face on a daily basis that leads to their disempowerment. We then communicate these same narratives and issues to stakeholders throughout the community in hopes of developing regional solutions to these issues and problems. This provides an avenue of help to resources beyond the legal needs that we're able to fulfill through our legal clinic. Rather than point fingers and make speculations about individuals that may be the cause of any social issues that we have, we think that the most prudent approach is to deal with those individuals personally. Most of the time, we find out information that is quite credible and legitimate that could be negotiated, however, must be talked through. And unless you're willing to tear down the walls and build the bridges, then this discussion will never take place. And we are extraordinarily grateful for the community partners and the community support that we've received thus far in our programs. Since beginning our advocacy, we have made relationships with more than 60 private businesses, public agencies, and nonprofit organizations, a trend we would like to see continue well into the future. The LEAP program provides us an opportunity to develop personal, intimate relationships with the disenfranchised as well as their issues and problems. We use the C program to develop the professional relationships needed in order to address the issues and problems of the disenfranchised. The last piece of the puzzle is how we bring together the disenfranchised as well as the professionals for joint advocacy, rallying, and education. This we believe to be the key to making our societies better and more inclusive places for everyone. Through our creative approach and community support, we've been able to put on some really dynamic programs. Some of these include our Truth and Reconciliation program, an event that brought together law enforcement agencies throughout the region in a program that has never been seen by this region, this state, and possibly this country. The programs you will see put on by us will not be seen anywhere else because they are based on the education, experience, and creativity of a highly professional group of motivated individuals. Advocacy is an activity by an individual or group which aims to influence the decisions of those in charge of our political, economic, and social system, providing a place at the table to those currently missing, creating not only a means for the poor to be heard, but for the rich and powerful to listen. For some, it's more than a duty, it's a calling, forming an incredible resistance against the appalling. We need soldiers on the front line and support for the fallen, but this will only work if enough of us are all in. It is with diligent effort of heart and a clean motive that we intend to see injustice fail, for it is written, the gates of hell will not prevail. Advocacy breaks the chains, education brings the change. Like pawns in the game, the challenge is to overcome the shame. We must liberate our minds by expanding our brains. Our problems are too big, it would make you go insane, just to fight for a world where we're all treated the same. I would not be blamed, for I have resisted the apathy of indifference and the complacency of shame. It's time for us to get busy and take back our nation, for the advent of democracy is one of man's greatest creations. So when the government doesn't meet expectations, or is guilty of moral starvation, we must organize and mobilize and provide the motivation for people to break stagnation and the exercise of imagination, or we're guilty of an equal abomination. And that's the alienation of the truth.